I honestly don't know what's real anymore. It all started when my parents called me. I nearly dropped my phone when I saw their names pop up on the screen. They died in a horrific car crash with a semi-truck last year. I remember the funeral, the endless stream of people offering their condolences, the cold feeling of closure. So why in the world were they calling me now? I hesitated before answering, heart hammering in my chest. But when I picked up, there was nothing but silence on the other end. Then my little brother called. His voice was shaky, his breaths coming in shallow gasps. "There's something following me," he said, and his words sent a chill through me that I could feel in my bones. At first I thought he was joking. He had a wild imagination, and I used to tell him he was being ridiculous whenever he'd talk about monsters. But the fear in his voice, it was too real to ignore. I saw it on Wednesday. I thought I was just imagining things. But now, I can't get rid of it, he said, his voice barely a whisper. I asked him to describe it. "It's tall, almost too tall. Its skin's translucent, white like a ghost. It moves on its knees, but its legs stretch out unnaturally long. Its eyes, those yellow eyes, they burn through you like it can see every dark corner of your soul. And its smile, it's always there, stretched from ear to ear, full of sharp, jagged teeth. Its hands, they're huge, with claws that could rip through stone." The words sent a cold wave crashing over me, paralyzing me in place. "Where did you see it?" I asked, forcing my voice to stay steady. "I was downtown, just getting food for my cat. I saw something move in the parking structure across the street. At first I thought it was a trick of the light. But then, I saw a face. It peeked around a car. A face with that smile staring right at me, like it knew I was watching. My mind raced, panic clawing at the back of my throat. "I'm coming over right now," I said. But before I could ask more, he hung up. I couldn't breathe. Is he losing it? Is something wrong with me too? I didn't know what to think anymore. Then a few hours later, he called again. His voice, barely audible, shook with terror. "I met them last night." My blood turned to ice. "What happened?" I whispered, barely able to speak. He exhaled sharply. I couldn't sleep, not with it lurking in the dark. I kept tossing and turning, but then I heard something. Scraping, like nails on a chalkboard. It crawled up my spine, made me freeze in terror. When I looked toward the window, it was there. Those yellow eyes, staring at me from outside. I felt my heart skip a beat. It came in through the window, slowly. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. It crawled in, dragging its long, crooked body through the opening. Then it just scooped me up, held me like a child. I couldn't even scream. My mind was too numb with fear. His voice trembled as he continued. We went outside. As it stood up, I realized it was taller than the trees, towering over the forest. I thought I was going to die, but it just cradled me. It walked through the woods like it belonged there. It started to sing. "Sing?" I echoed, confused. It was a lullaby. One Mom used to sing to us, but it was wrong, like an opera played through 100 voices at once, beautiful but hollow. It made the hairs on my neck stand up. I closed my eyes, trying to make sense of this. What happened after that? I woke up. I was in the woods. There was a huge bonfire in front of me. And then, another one appeared. Bigger, darker. It spoke to me. Spoke. What did it say? I whispered. It said, "My son, it has been far too long. Your mother and I have missed you dearly." I thought I should be scared. I should have been. But instead, I just felt loved. Like I was safe. Like everything was okay. The words sent a jolt through my chest. Then it gave me something. A book. One of the ones Dad used to read to us when we were kids. I don't know why, but I took it. And I felt everything hit me all at once. The fear. The sadness. I felt myself start to slip away, like I was drowning in it. His voice faltered as he said the last part. Before I blacked out, it said one more thing. It told me to tell you. We have a gift for him too. A horrible realization hit me. My parents. My dead parents. They weren't gone. They were here somehow. But what were they? What was that creature? And why did it feel like they were pulling us back into a world we were never supposed to return to? I looked out the window. The night was silent. But for the first time, I wasn't sure whether I was looking at the darkness or whether the darkness was looking back at me.